Cassandra Eichoff, Director of the Cape Town European Bartender Global Platform. Welcome in VisitChefTV.
Yay! Hello.
What's the European Bartender School? How would you describe it?
So European Bartender School, short for EBS, is a global educational platform, massive franchise around the world with over 25 locations. Very happy and very lucky to be the only one in Africa, being Cape Town. Hopefully that will change in the next couple of years. I'd love to expand, but what EBS really offers is a very amazing experience for individuals who want to learn how to bartend, but also at the same time explore different destinations. I think a lot of people, they always say, you want to be a bartender, go to bartending school. The one thing that we maybe do a little bit different in Cape Town is that it's not just bartending school, but we also treat it like a life school. So instead of just learning how to shake a daiquiri and stir a Negroni, I'm going to dig really deep down and figure out where you are and what you want to do in your life. So yeah, essentially it's a lifestyle.
So you are the director of the bartending school. It's in Cape Town in South Africa. So does it have some specifics?
Yeah, I mean, firstly, again, just touching base on the fact that these schools that we have around the world, they're all in specific destinations. All of these destinations, they scream tourism. So the best place to go to in South Africa is Cape Town. We have got a beautiful diversity in terms of geographical, a city that's surrounded by a beautiful mountain, accessibility to winelands, to beaches, to Sahara and desert. So who wouldn't want to come to Cape Town and swim in the ocean and then go sand duning in the same afternoon?
I understand. How familiar are you with European bartending or Central European bartending?
So I've done my fair share of being curious and understanding where everyone is coming from and what everyone's doing. We in South Africa, we do feel that we're a little bit behind, but that's also because we have got a completely different political and economical situation there. I do understand that the forefront of drinks is to ensure quality and to ensure balanced drinks. And I think where South Africa brings in the extra vuma is that we just bring the gees, the vuma, the gees, the party, the personality. So, yeah, good quality drinks have to be associated with good quality humor.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
One of the golden rules of the bartending that you talk about in your seminars is treat yourself like a business.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about it? Is it hard for bartenders to switch from entertainment to business model? I do feel
that treating yourself like a business means that you need to understand what you are doing and why you are doing it. 10 years ago when I started making drinks, I didn't really treat myself like a business. I was just a little girl with a big dream who wanted to make something out of herself.
Exactly.
But now I understand that treating myself like a business means that I can create opportunities for myself and that I can offer something a lot more than just making drinks. I can offer a voice, I can offer motivation, I can offer inspiration, and I can only do that if I understand how I need to be with myself in order to ensure that that message comes across.
So where's the line? Where does a guest stop to being a friend and start to be a VIP?
Look, listen, learn. That's what that's what I would like to say. We have to understand that customers are there to have an experience and they're there to support us from a financial backing, obviously, because the industry doesn't pay for our bills.
Sure.
The consumers do.
Yep.
But we make connections when we really, really, truly want to invest time into these people. So if I have a regular that comes to the bar and I know exactly what he wants to drink or what she would like to drink, that's the first basis of relationship building. But just asking them, hey, so how was your day? And are you happy? And what are your hopes and dreams? Makes that connection a little bit deeper and turns the consumer from a friend into that VIP.
And how to let the guest know he's a VIP in a very natural way?
Just remember their name. I think that's where we start. Remember the person's name.
Okay.
Yeah. When they walk into the bar and be like, hi Jan. It was very nice to meet you last week, but now we have a connection and now I know your name and now I truly want to spend time with you and I want to invest my time in you so that I can understand how I can make you happy.
Yeah. What's bartending for you? Is it a job or is it a lifestyle for you?
I love this saying. I don't know where I picked it up at, but it says, people drink when they're happy and people drink when they're sad. Bartending is a timeless profession. So for me, it's not a job, it's not a lifestyle, it's a profession. It's something that has been a part of humanity for the longest of time. We essentially want to make people feel happy and we want to be able to give them that experience and an escape. So it's a profession for sure. It might not necessarily be the love of my life, but I understand how to be my best self through bartending.
This was a smart answer.
Thank you.
Can you be successful in a field like bartending without passion?
You can't be successful if you are not passionate.
Okay.
Success is defined in many different ways, but if you want to become successful, you need to be passionate about yourself and be passionate about what you do. Sure, you can do it because you've got talent and maybe you get lucky every now and then, but that's not really going to give you long-term gratification. It might just tick the box right now. So, fuck yeah, you have to be passionate.
You need to have a passion if you want to be successful. Okay. Bartending is a difficult job sometimes. How do you recommend taking care of yourself to be able to handle this profession for as long time as is possible without health consequences?
So, there's a saying that says that everyone has to pay their school fees. Bartending, yes, it's physically and mentally, emotionally, spiritually extremely draining because you are in the service of making people happy. Do you make yourself happy in the same instance? Most likely not. We've seen great platforms like Healthy Hospo that have really pushed for that health factor. But I feel the one thing where bartenders can start is just simply knowing when to say no or when to say, I've had enough. You can be part of as many programs, you can be part of as many communities, but if you know that you need time for yourself, then it's okay to take a step back and to truly invest back into yourself.
So, for example, what are you doing to keep the balance, to stay healthy and to stay
tequila? No.
Cool.
No. So I would like to reflect and say, a few years ago I wasn't the healthiest and best version of myself, and I can say now I've only made that switch because I realized that I needed to rewire the way that I think and the way that I see things. How I show up for myself every single day. And it's a promise that I made to myself at the beginning of this year. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, I put my running shoes on, and I go to the beach, and I listen to great music, and I have deep conversations with myself to say, Cassandra, where are you?
I like this way very much. Let's talk about the role of benefit of the community. Why do you think is it good to be active in the bartending community? What it means for you?
We as humans, we need a sense of belonging. You feel like you can belong when you're part of a community. And often we see that people, they feel like they're not part of a community because they don't have a belonging within themselves. So the biggest benefit of community is that we offer that platform for people to feel like they are part of a bigger picture, that they are heard and that they are seen and that they are loved and that they can express their talents through that community. So you want to be part of a community, just start, just go, just attend, just introduce yourself, shake some hands, kiss some babies, remember names. That's really where we start.
So is it like a way for you to stay in a community, the way to stay curious, creative, and to keep learning about the craft?
Yeah, because remember, bartending is not just a single-handed job. It's a team. It's a team effort, right? And for us to keep our team happy, we have to work with each other as much as we possibly can. So, yeah, I mean, what was the question again?
Why is it important to stay the part of the community?
It's important to stay part of a community because you get to learn what you have to offer and where you can add value.
Okay. Yeah. Bartending is not a boys-only club. How does it feel to be a woman in this business?
You know, there's this is a question that I've been thinking about for a long time, because I feel to some extent I have kind of blocked it off. And sure, yes, I'm a female in this industry, but most importantly, I'm an individual. And for a long time, I thought, you know, I'm only being invited because I'm a girl. Maybe they only want me there because they need to tick the numbers and they need to have that diversity. And then I realized, actually, no, Cassandra, it's not because I'm a woman. It's not because I have to compete with men. It's just I'm an individual and I have something to say and I have something to give and I have something to offer. So being a woman in this industry is tough for sure. And there are many, many females that are going through a lot worse things than I have ever gone through. But I feel that don't use it as an excuse to not play your part. Just put yourself out there and see what happens.
Sounds great. Does bartending have any limits or restrictions for you as a woman?
Yeah, there are a couple of restrictions when it comes to dealing with people that are narrow-minded. You know, my very first bar job, the bar owner said to me, Cassandra, you're a distraction and you don't belong behind the bar. And I was like, okay, if I'm so much of a distraction, why am I still, like, if I'm behind the bar, in the front of the bar, you're still making use of me nonetheless. You should rather not tell me I'm a distraction, but rather support me and put me in the right place that works best for you and for me.
Exactly. I mean, also some like technical stuff, for example, a huge ice cubes or something like this.
Baby, I can lift, don't you stress. No, so there's like a couple of physical restrictions for sure. But also, again, we have a lot of tools that can help us deal with not being able to pick things up, you know. The first tool is just using your mouth and asking for help.
Exactly. I agree. I read in an interview with you a while ago, and you say, I realized my true passion lies in education and mentorship, as well as being an advocate for women, be leading our ladies into becoming their best possibility selves.
Yeah.
Does that apply for bartending or in general?
In general, for sure. I don't know when this happened, but I just realized that I have an incredible power to make people feel very special about themselves. I can connect very well with women because I actually never connected very well with women before. Like, I have two brothers, you know, I always had to be the strong one, and I didn't really have a lot of girlfriends at the time. But as soon as I started bartending and as soon as I started with the bar school, I realized that there are a lot of women that are not feeling their best possible selves. And why can we not just work together and help each other out and give each other a hand up?
Yes.
And if I understand that that's my purpose, then I should action that and I should make it happen.
Exactly, because I think you can bring something else to the atmosphere behind the bar. So my question is, what doesn't the female element bring behind the bar?
We are sexy as fuck. No.
Okay.
So apart from that, obviously, we are gorgeous. We are exquisite. I see women as being exquisite. We have a incredible nurturing and a very emotional approach to things. Where I feel with with men in the industry, sometimes things can be quite like this. And then the women come and they rattle it up a little bit, and then we create something amazing together. So what we as women, what we have to offer is just that.
I mean, like more interesting combinations, like more delicate flavors, for example, different way of working.
Different way of working, a different way of thinking about things, and also, like having that motherly intuition to want to make sure everyone is together, and we feel like we're as in one team. I feel that if you are great with flavors, it is most likely because you've done the effort to go and learn about flavors. You're great at putting on a show. Maybe you train 8 hours in your bedroom every single day, flipping bottles, and you learning how to do classic cuts and all of that. Everyone can do all of these things. But women, on the other hand, we don't need to be told that we can't do that. And I feel because a lot of the times people have been told that you can't connect flavors, you can't flare, you can't do this, you can't do that. We've just used that as motivation to be like, excuse me, watch, look, listen, learn, and let me show you what I can do. So, I think we can't, how do you say it? Here's the word. Women, we offer tenacity. Tenacity, meaning like it's the willingness to show you what we have and that what we can do, and that we don't limit ourselves just because we are different genders. I
understand very well.
Yeah.
The last question. What's your favorite cocktail? In these days? I have different cocktails for different occasions, but the one that is my absolute go-to is always a daiquiri. A daiquiri, yeah. The daiquiri is, for me, the definition of a well-balanced cocktail. And it is also my way of sneakily trying to understand if the bartender is able to do the job correctly by balancing the drinks. 3 simple ingredients, rum, lime, and sugar. If you can't balance that, then I see an opportunity for education, and that's where I jump in and try and figure out, hey, cool, what can we do together? But otherwise, you'll always see me drinking tequila most of the time, yeah. Thank you very much for the interview. Yeah. Cassandra Eichoff, Director of the Cape Town European Bartender Global Platform. Thank you very much, and take care.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
That was another episode of the Visit Chef Magazine podcast. You can find all episodes in our archive at visitchef.com/podcast, as well as on all major podcast apps. Feel free to contact us. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be back with a new episode soon, and we're already looking forward to having you with us again.